Guys, welcome back to Full Time Reds. Match preview for the Crystal Palace game. Fully packed show today. I'm going to go into the match preview, the breaking news this morning about the stadium and the architects that have been appointed and what work they have done in the past. I'm going to look at Ten Hag's press conference and I'll probably look at the predicted lineup that we're going to go with tomorrow. So if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're a new Manchester United community, trying to give a balanced view rather than an over exaggerated dramatized clickbait view. It's for fans. Get involved, like, subscribe, follow wherever you're watching. So tomorrow's a very interesting game. We've got Crystal Palace at 5:30 UK time tomorrow, which will be quite interesting in my opinion, because I think for the last 3 years when I was looking at the stats on this, we have lost there, and they've been quite bad defeats, especially last season when we all thought Ten Hag was going to get sacked. I think tomorrow we're going into the game with a bit of form. Two games, a lot of goals we've scored. In a long time, we've not scored. After a long time, we've scored that many goals, which will be very interesting to see how we kind of play out against a team like this. They've had a hit and miss start. They've not started as well as they thought. I think they are missing Olise, who added a bit to him, but Eze is back. He's a very good player. But this is the bogey team for us. It's a bit like a Brighton game. We've really struggled over the past few years here. Let me pull up the predicted line of who I think. What I predicted, I've looked at SofaScore, what they think, and I kind of agree with this on who I think um, we'll probably end up going with. Here we go. Let me add it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, cool. So this is what I think we'll end up going with. Onana in net, Mazraoui. This guy's been phenomenal for us since he's been here. What a player for £12 million, but no one's going to mention the transfer fee now. I think we'll go with delay after last week. He didn't play. I think he got 10 minutes in midweek as well. Martinez and Dallo. I think that back four settled now. We should just go with that. And Mainu. I'm 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 not sure we should be playing Kobe Mainu. Looking at how many games he's played since he's come on to the scene, I think we should be taking him out. I don't think he's adding much, and I think he's getting a bit of a burnout. I would go with potentially Ericsson in that position or Casemiro, partnering. So out of the three, I'd pick two: Casemiro, Ericsson, and Ugarte. Out of them three is who I would go with. I think Mainu needs to be taken out of the team for his own benefit. So my midfield ideally would probably be Ericsson because of his form, and Ugarte or Casemiro. On the wings, I think Garnacho's in form, Rashford's in form, Ahmad's not scored, but all three are in form. It's a good problem to have. So whichever three he goes with, I'm all right. But mine would be Garnacho and Rashford, just because of the sheer amount of goals they've been scoring. Bruno Fernandes, who I think's had a slow start to the season as well, has not really fired. And I would potentially at some point look at Mount coming in there, and playing a flat three in midfield. But Bruno Fernandes and Xerxes up front, I think that's a solid starting 11 from me. We shouldn't change too much of that based on last week as well. And I think the players to watch out for on the opposite side will be Eze, as we know, but Dean Henderson in their net, who used to write, who in his time at Manchester United thought he was prime Peter Schmeichel and should be playing every game, and he was the best thing out there. And he did the famous interview with Talksport. Be interested to see how he does, and what level he's playing at now. And Gay, he's not started very well. Adam Wharton is the one to watch out for. A lot of hope on him. He's a very good player. It's a shame he plays for Palace, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. Um, just because if he played for another team, he'd be in the England squad regularly and be more talked about him. I was offered to Manchester United for him about a couple of million, according to Andy Mitten, but we never went with him, which is interesting. But I think tomorrow's game is we need to win that, get some momentum going, and we've got a game on Wednesday in the Europa. I think we should win 2-0 quite comfortably. I think based on form that is, but we're all fans, we all get carried away with it. So that's how I see tomorrow going. But coming on to my next point was very interesting news this morning that United have appointed world famous architects. And let me pull this up. Here we go, I've got it highlighted. Foster and Partners to lead the Old Trafford planning. So, world renowned global architect studio Foster and Partners is set to be appointed by Manchester United to develop a master plan for the Old Trafford Stadium district. So that straight away tells you that it's not just as the if you read between the lines, you can see that they want to build a stadium and the whole area is going to get developed, hence why they're calling it a district. The focus will be to design a world class football destination and a home for Manchester United fans, coupled with a wider master plan comprising mixed use developments which will benefit the local community and attract new residents, increase jobs, and make a vibrant destination. Um, Now, I was looking at these guys and this morning, seeing what else they've done, and it's very, very impressive. You know, these guys are one of the biggest architects, design firms, or whatever you want to call it in the world. Um, if you look at this design they have done here, this was for the stadium in Qatar. It's absolutely stunning. You know, their work. If you go actually go on their website alone, Fosters and Partners, and I was looking at this before, and if you go into just go into projects and type in, look, some of the stuff these guys are doing is, you know, it's absolutely stunning all across the world as well. If you just type in stadium, and you'll see the overall also the people behind the iconic Wembley Stadium and the build on that and what they did, and that was, you know, a very ahead of its time. And you can go on there and see some of their other work. I think this is gonna pick up. I saw the email that went out to fans on Friday where they were saying they're gonna get fan opinion on this as well, and I think by the end of the year they want to make a decision and start work early next year. It looks like they want to go with a new stadium. Financing is not what we're sure on and how this is done. Mostly it'll be done with debt. um, how that the debt and how that's done. But most of these scale of projects are done. The SoFi Stadium in the US is what they looked at. I think we're really impressed with. But that was a 5 billion build. Kroenke, the Arsenal owner, actually owns that, and that was a. I can't see us going to that level with the cost of materials and everything at the moment for a whole area. But hence why the government's involved as well. And just to clarify why the government is involved, we're not looking for money for the stadium. It's more if we're going to do a bigger project, the government should be involved in widening the roads, providing a train station XYZ. That's what the funding is for. Just like when Tottenham built a stadium and the government put in a new underground or expanded the underground stadium for them, that's what we're looking for. So that needs to be very clear from the off. But it's a positive sign from the people involved for that. So that's very, very positive. Also, just on Ten Hag's from an injury aspect, I should have covered this earlier. Sorry. Mount and Rasmus look like they'll be back as well. Not this week. I think we should start seeing them towards the midweek game and following week, which is a good sign. I think Mount should come in and give us some sort of balance in midfield is what we're still lacking. And yeah, guys, that's all from me. I'll be back after the match tomorrow to give a match reaction. I'm going to be launching a couple of new shows throughout the week, so keep tuned for that. So please do subscribe and get involved. Thank you for